What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to break down what is happening today, but despite all the fear in the market, the data is showing very good signs for growth in the EV market. I'm going to be talking about what that means for Lucid and its investors. Before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. With that though, let's get right to it. So live tickers going at the very bottom, currently down 2%, 2 million for volume within the first roughly about 30 minutes of the trading day. 20 is the average, and 191,000 shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. So overall, it is what it is. Given the circumstances, we're not doing too bad. I could possibly see a nice little bounce back, a typical Lucid epic bounce if that is the case, because we are largely down because of this. Of the China manufacturing data that recently came out showing a little bit more of a, again, one of the first signs of a crack within the overall greater economy, if you want to call it that. So again, there's just a lot of fear. But despite all that, I always like to see what's happening behind the scenes. And with inflation going as high as it has been, which unfortunately has prompted a lot of fear in the market, despite that though, data still is very good. So this is actually the latest data for Q2 2022 for EVs. All record high for growth. That is very, very impressive. The fact that despite increasing fear in the market, despite inflation, we gave obviously everyone just the middle finger and everyone continued to buy EVs. So this is overall the sales growth. You can see the comparison between Q2 2021 and Q2 2022, up 66%. So again, when it comes down to it, I know we are having difficulty, but there is a greater movement towards EVs. And we just need to realize that, especially now as California recently announced about 2035, Canada's doing the same. A lot of other governments around the world are doing a similar kind of action. So there's going to be even more greater of a movement to EVs. So just take that how you see that, and keep in mind, take a step back and just enjoy the ride. I know it's going to be a very, very bumpy ride, and it already has been, but in the grand scheme of things, everyone's going to be very profitable as long as they practice patience, which is one of the hardest things to do, but still, that will make you a better investor in the grand scheme of things. I always say that. Keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But like I always say, follow what big money is doing. Despite the huge amount of fear, this is all the transactions from the dark pool. And this is very, very interesting. Look at this. This happened after hours, $11.4 million in one trade. That was after hours yesterday. 1.67 million, 2.96. So again, there's a lot of fear out in the market, but if you look at what's happening behind the scenes, and if there was this going to be epic, massive recession coming, then why are institutions buying, for instance, even just 11.4 million? That is like mind-blowing. So again, take a step back and you just need to enjoy the ride. It does suck in a lot of different cases, but given the circumstances and the more and more studios Lucid is opening, not necessarily just in Canada, the US, but now more so in Europe and even Saudi Arabia, that's going to equate to more and more reservations, more and more orders, profits, all better for Lucid and its investors. So I think I'm very excited about all of this, and definitely take advantage of these cheap prices, my own 2 cents, as I have as well. With all that, just want to give you a quick technical analysis update because I'm a very big technicals fan, and obviously for those of you that are a very short-term mentality, definitely looking at technical analysis is very advantageous. So looking at stochastic is very, very oversold. So we are currently at 8. Hypothetically, anything below 20 on the stochastic is very good for a buying opportunity. RSI is currently at 35 as well. Looking at momentum is -4. So clearly anything below 0 is showing that we're physically losing buyers, which momentum is a fairly good indicator on what retail investors are doing. So you can tell based on all of this, just retailers are scared as hell. They're getting out. So this is why I always say scared retail investors are selling their shares to institutions who are more than happy to buy them. So again, it's one of those things you just need to realize, practice patience, paper hands. That's the whole cycle of the stock market, is hypothetically it moves money from the impatient to the patient. I think that's one of the oldest sayings out there, and it is very, very true. So with that though, looking on the actual chart, still technically in no man's land right right now, the actual chart is looking very negative, to be fully honest. On the actual indicators, it does show very oversold, so it does have an opportunity for us to rebound. Like I always say as well, you never know when Lucid is going to go up, and when it does go up, it's going to go up very aggressively. Just want to give you also a quick update on some short information because I like to use that as a good benchmark. As of right now, they're increasing 106,000 shares, so very, very small in the grand scheme of things. Cost to borrow average is 10.91%. Short score is also 86.39. So I found today a little bit more of an abnormality because even despite the red days over the last couple of days, shorts been closing out their position, which in general, if you do compare that with other growth stocks, is a very big abnormality. But today, obviously, just the fears taking over the broader market. So shorts are taking advantage of that and going to be most likely increasing their position today. That's how I see things and interpret it. Obviously, I could be completely wrong. This is only for entertainment purposes. And in the end, I hope you are entertained by this. But with all that, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With all that said, though, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.